If you're watching the Huddersfield property market closely, the end of 2025 has been a really interesting time. It's one where the headline prices tell one story, but the underlying transactions tell another. So let's break it down properly. So the supply and homes for sale. So there's currently around 780 properties for sale across Huddersfield, which is about 4% fewer than this time last year. So that puts the market in a fairly balanced position. Now we're a long way from the pandemic squeeze of 2021 when supply was extremely tight, but we're also not in an oversupplied market. So buyers have got choice, but not so much that properties get lost in all the noise. So homes for sale have actually fallen from October's level, which is exactly what you'd expect as we move into the winter period. Fewer people want to launch a sale when daylight shortens and of course Christmas approaches. New listings in November, they dropped to just over 100 homes, so that's down nearly 20% year on year, which tells us that many sellers are either waiting for spring or have already made their move earlier in 2025. Now the pricing headline and what's really going on, now this is where the numbers do need some context. So the average asking price jumped sharply, so it came in at around £445,000, which on the surface looks very dramatic. But this isn't just some uniform price growth across Huddersfield. So what's really happening is a change in the mix of homes coming to market. So November saw a higher proportion of larger, higher value homes in areas like Almondbury, Fixby and the surrounding villages, rather than those typical terraced or entry level homes. Now that interpretation is backed up by the sales data as well. So homes that actually sold agreed at an average of 326,000, which is virtually unchanged from last year. So basically buyers aren't suddenly paying 30% more across the board. And the per square foot figure on agreed sales is up though, which shows buyers are prepared to pay more when the quality and the location justify it. In terms of the sales activity, it's been quieter, but it's still healthy. So take for example November, we saw 115 sales agreed, which is slightly up on last year, but down on October, which is entirely normal for this time of year. Now importantly, that figure is miles better than late 2022 when activity just felt like it almost stalled completely. So it tells us that the Huddersfield market is still very much moving, it's just more selective and measured. So how smoothly is the market working? Well, a few positive signs here. So there's fewer price changes, which is suggesting that better initial pricing is being put forward by agents and sellers. Withdrawals are broadly stable, meaning that sellers are sticking with their plans to sell, and fall-throughs are slightly down, so within around 1 in 5 deals are not completing, which is fairly typical. So overall the market is functioning, it's reasonably clean, even given the economic backdrop and all the budget uncertainty. So what this means, so for sellers, Huddersfield still has strong appeal, especially for those character homes, village properties and family homes with space, but ambitious pricing without evidence will struggle. So homes priced realistically are selling and well presented, others are just not. So for buyers, there is choice and there's no need to panic. The gap between asking prices and achieved prices shows that negotiation is still very much alive, especially if you're well prepared and flexible. So to close things off, headline prices look punchy, but the real story is one of disciplined buyers, selective demand and steady underlying value. Now if you'd like a breakdown for your specific area, whether that's Lindley, Shepley, Holmfirth, Almondbury, or a clear evidence-based view on your own home, we're always happy to help. So I'm Stephen from Redroots Property and that is your Huddersfield market update for the end of 2025. We will see you on the next one in 2026. Thank you.